GHI report, GHI peoples. For our top story today, we're going to give you the latest on the coronavirus. Stats are taken from Johns Hopkins CSSE as of 10 a.m. this morning, February 1st, 2020. There'll be a link in the description so you can check them out yourselves. The stats are as follows. 12,036 confirmed cases, 11,871 of them are in mainland China. The rest of the cases span through 25 separate countries, with 7 cases here in the United States. There were 259 confirmed deaths so far, all occurring in mainland China, the most being 249 deaths in Hubei, China. There's 284 confirmed total recoveries. 282 of them are in China, 1 in Japan, and 1 in Vietnam. Now, the earlier data from our last video was obscured because of 2 separate veins of facts that were being spread around. China has been accused of trying to downplay the actual death toll by citing some of the causes of death as complications such as pneumonia. This was reported in finance.dk, that's FINANZ.dk. Basically just, some of the complications that people are getting from the virus, and they're writing that down as cause of death to keep the actual numbers down, but Johns Hopkins is getting through some of that. We will continue to update. We would like to thank very much NetPaz for contacting us and sharing the links to the most up-to-date data, which was quite different from the reports by the mainstream that we cited at the time of the videos. Moving on to our second story today. Anarchist-style leftist protest led by the BLM, among other groups, was against the NYC subway policing policy and against the quarter fare raise. This whole incident just shows a stark contrast between those who protest defend the Constitution and constitutional laws and those who protest and wish to abolish it. From Grand Central Terminal to Restoration Plaza and Bedford-Stuyvesant, the protesters called for free transit, screaming obscenities at police, releasing smoke bombs, gluing turnstiles, vandalizing everything in their path all along the way.
NYPD will always protect people's right to protest. We will not accept illegal behavior that threatens the safety of others. Those who break the law will be arrested.
Apparently they don't realize that the government they want free stuff from pays for the services via fares and subsidies, as well as having to spend an exorbitant amount to clean the subway line after such a barbaric wanton destruction of public property. Money that could be used to keep fares down, keep them lower, keep the service better, give more of other socialist ideas to these people. Again, providing the mob mentality of the pro-socialist partisans is absolutely idiotic. They cut their nose off to spite their face. I mean, where do they think the money needed for their never-ending list of demands comes from? Do they think it grows on trees? Moving on to the Senate impeachment trial and the witness vote. The takeaway from the Senate vote on the witnesses and the most likely quick acquittal of the president has erupted in outrage on one side and cheers on the other, respectively. Let's take a look.
The problem with the case, the problem with their position is, even with all of those witnesses, it doesn't prove up an impeachable offense.
To not allow a witness, a document, no witnesses, no documents in an impeachment trial is a perfidy. It's a grand tragedy.
The leader and I have had an opportunity to have a discussion, and it leads to the following. We'll now cast a vote on the witness question, and once that vote is complete, I would ask that the Senate stand in recess, subject to call of the chair.
The importance of this result is monumental, retaining the integrity of the legislature and the civil rights of all citizens, including the president. GHI found this point best summed up by Matty Cardinoza in a section of his reply to a post by GHI contributor RL. If the Dems just handled things even half properly in the House, I would be right there with you. All these people, or at least most of them, saw right through this impeachment. Schiff, Nadler, Schumer, and Pelosi rammed the articles through the House after they failed on everything else, then sat on it for a month. They brought the flimsiest BS to the high chamber. It's a great day, not because the president won, but because any time an opposition House is in majority, it now knows you can't just ram shady impeachment through. You'll thank this Senate next time an unpopular Dem president is sitting at 1600 and Republican House is shouting, impeach. Also worth noting in this report, Qasim al-Rimi, 41, was killed in a strike last January. Officials wanted to make sure it was confirmed before releasing it to the public, but yet another terrorist leader, this one leading al-Qaeda in Yemen, President Trump and the administration has taken out.